Number 1. On September 10th, 2019, travel YouTuber Bold and Bankrupt uploaded a video that appeared to be a normal exploration vlog. During his trip through a quiet and mostly forgotten town in Kyrgyzstan, he wandered through empty streets and abandoned-looking areas. At first, everything seemed peaceful, but the atmosphere gradually became more uncomfortable as the exploration continued. Nothing dangerous actually happened, yet the encounter left an uneasy feeling behind.
Whoa, blin! Я боюсь! Черт! Oh, blin! Hey, you scared me. No, I think I might get out of here. Okay, have a nice one.
When you're exploring remote or abandoned places, there's always a sense of uncertainty because you never know who might be nearby or what could be hiding out of sight. In June 2025, urban explorer Herbex Hill, whose real name is Chris, uploaded footage from an exploration of Cleveland's Rockefeller Building. The once busy office tower had spent years sitting unused after multiple redevelopment plans failed. By 2022, it had become completely abandoned and gained a reputation for vandalism, trespassing, and other criminal activity. Chris expected another routine exploration, but almost immediately, he began noticing signs that something wasn't right. While moving through the building, he discovered spent bullet casings scattered around the floors. As he continued searching the property, he found even more evidence that people had been there recently. The smell of cigarette smoke lingered in the air, and signs of drug use could be seen throughout parts of the building. As he ventured deeper inside, strange sounds echoed through the hallways.
Bullet casings. Look at that. Somebody's been up here recently. Smells like cigarettes in here. Somebody was like using needles up here too, it looks like. It's interesting. Shit, what is that noise? Sounds like an alarm. Somebody's here. Listen to that.
Soon after, he heard voices somewhere in the building. Assuming they belonged to other urban explorers, Chris decided to investigate. However, the situation quickly became far more threatening than he expected. Although the audio from the encounter is missing, what happened is clear. The people inside were not fellow explorers. They were scrap metal scavengers who did not want anyone else around. During the confrontation, one of them reportedly threatened to shoot Chris if he didn't leave. Realizing the danger, he immediately retreated and headed down several floors in an attempt to escape.
Closer.
For a short time, everything seemed quiet again. Then, Chris began hearing voices behind him. The sounds grew closer as he moved through the building. What had started as a simple exploration was suddenly turning into a desperate attempt to get out safely. Fearing for his life, Chris hurried through the dark and damaged structure, searching for an exit while knowing the men were still somewhere behind him. After several tense moments navigating the building, he finally spotted a way out and escaped. Even though he made it out safely, this would not be the last frightening experience Chris would have while exploring abandoned locations. An urban explorer from the channel Decay on Earth traveled to Belgium to document locations abandoned after the devastating floods. He expected to find damaged buildings, debris, and reminders of the disaster. Instead, he came across something far more unsettling. The town looked almost completely deserted. Homes, businesses, and restaurants had been left behind, frozen in time long after the floodwaters disappeared. While exploring the area, one particular property caught his attention. It was a castle-like building connected to an old restaurant. Both structures appeared abandoned and untouched for years. Inside the restaurant, many items had been left exactly where they were.
Calamari, frites, pizzas, you name it. So this was still operational during COVID-19 madness, and these are the things for paying. For with your card and stuff. Ja. Ja. Ja, is goed, maar die stond naar boven. Hallo, die is de hemel aan het filmen. Ja, gewoon eens kijken hier binnen. Oh, here is the bar. They're doing something with the place, like they're putting the ladder before it so you can't go inside. Maybe they're doing something with the place, I have no idea. Yeah, but the other building that's abandoned is on the other side. Nah.
Menus still sat on tables, payment equipment remained in place, and signs suggested the business had been operating not long before it was abandoned. Parts of the building showed signs of recent activity, but it was impossible to tell whether restoration work had begun or if someone had simply blocked off certain areas. Curious about the neighboring castle, the explorer moved on to investigate. Despite its colorful exterior, the building was in terrible condition. As soon as he entered through a window, he noticed that several floors had collapsed, leaving dangerous openings throughout the structure. Deep inside, he discovered a large vault with a heavy door that barely moved. The further he explored, the stranger things became. Personal belongings, boxes, shoes, and other items were scattered across the rooms. The level of destruction seemed far worse than what flood damage alone could explain. It looked as though the building had been heavily disturbed after being abandoned. Even with the obvious risks, he continued upstairs.
That's an animal. Bruh, that's an animal. Bruh, that's a dog.
What?
I think it's a dog. Yep, it's a dead dog. Bruh. That's actually pretty creepy. Wow. The f I have no clue, man. Also a chill spot. TV. What the f happened here? I think it was a dog from the homeless people here.
The walls were cracked, sections of the floor were sinking, and every step felt unstable. The building seemed ready to collapse at any moment, yet he kept moving deeper inside. That's when he came across a disturbing discovery. Hidden within the abandoned structure was the remains of what appeared to be a dead dog. The sight immediately changed the atmosphere of the exploration. What had already felt eerie suddenly became deeply unsettling. As he searched the surrounding rooms, more questions began to emerge than answers. There were signs that people had spent time inside the building long after it had been abandoned. Makeshift living areas, scattered belongings, and evidence of human activity suggested that the property may have been used by squatters or homeless individuals at some point.
What happened with that animal?
But exactly what had happened there remained a mystery. By the end of the exploration, the abandoned castle felt less like a forgotten building and more like a place hiding a story no one fully understood. On May 22, 2017, a group of urban explorers headed toward an abandoned church located on the outskirts of a town. From the moment the building came into view, something about it felt strange. Standing alone and weathered by time, it seemed to carry an atmosphere that immediately put them on edge. Their original plan was simple. They wanted to explore the church and possibly conduct a ghost hunt inside. However, after arriving, they quickly realized getting inside would not be easy. The entrances appeared sealed, and at first it looked like the trip might end before it even began. Instead of leaving, they decided to search around the exterior of the building for another way in. Eventually, they managed to gain access and began exploring the interior. What started as a fun adventure soon became much more uncomfortable. Inside, the church felt oddly silent, yet at the same time it wasn't truly quiet. Every movement produced echoes that bounced through the halls. Small sounds seemed louder than they should have been, creating the feeling that someone else might be nearby.
Yeah. Okay, that's dodgy.
As they continued exploring, the layout became increasingly confusing. Some areas were blocked off, while others led nowhere. Certain sections appeared more maintained than expected for a supposedly abandoned building.
There's a lot of glass down here.
The frick?
There's no way up that way.
Really?
Yeah, we'll have to go round.
Raising questions about whether someone was still using the property. The group moved upstairs to continue their search. It was there that the atmosphere changed completely.
Hello? Go. Close the door behind.
One of the explorers noticed what sounded like movement somewhere above them. At first, nobody was certain what they had heard. Then the noise happened again. The possibility that someone else was inside the church suddenly became very real. Almost instantly, curiosity disappeared and was replaced by caution. The group no longer focused on exploring. Their only concern was getting out safely.
It's the easiest to get in. I mean, just open the door. So guys, hope you enjoyed that video. Unfortunately, we couldn't do a ghost hunt because there was definitely someone in there, so we had to get out. We think it was a squat zone, but we didn't want to take the risk just in case.
Whatever was making the noise remained unseen, but the feeling that they were no longer alone was enough to convince them to leave. They quickly made their way out of the building and exited without looking back. Outside, the adrenaline began to wear off, replaced by confusion and a lot of unanswered questions. Later, they described it as one of the most unsettling explorations they had ever experienced. Not because they witnessed something supernatural, but because they never discovered what was actually inside the church with them. The source of the sounds remained a mystery. Years later, the experience still lingers in their minds. They continue to wonder whether someone had been living inside the building, or if there was another explanation entirely. Whatever the truth may be, that old church proved that abandoned places are not always as empty as they appear. Mike, the creator behind the YouTube channel Fearless and Far, is known for visiting unusual places around the world. His adventures often take him to remote and risky locations, but one trip to Turkey became far more intense than anything he expected. During his travels, Mike decided to visit an ancient castle believed to date back to the Bronze Age. Very little is known about its history, and over the years the site has become surrounded by local legends. Many people in the area refer to it as Satan's Castle, claiming that something dark lingers within its walls. After arriving at the ruins, Mike began exploring the ancient structure.
Found the secret entrance to Satan's Castle. But look, the sun's almost down over the mountain. It's only like 3:30 here. I've got to find a space to camp before the sun drops because it's going to get cold. And I need to catch my breath. I'm going to explore quickly, find a campsite, and you guys are going to learn a bit more about this place. It's mysterious, to say the very least. Let's go.
He wandered through crumbling stone corridors, examined strange openings in the walls, and noticed damaged electrical wiring connected to what appeared to be an old lighting system. At the time, it seemed like an unimportant detail. Later, it would help explain the terrifying events that followed. As evening approached, Mike set up camp near the castle. The remote location became increasingly isolated as darkness settled over the mountains. While organizing his gear, he realized something important was missing: his headlamp.
A head torch is one of the most important things I put in my backpack. It's always there. Always. And it's not there today. I remember putting it in. Maybe back at the beginning of the castle when I put my bag down. Ah, man. In the future, there was head torches. In the past, there were real torches. All right, guys. Let's put that fire on a stick and go find.
Believing he may have left it somewhere inside the ruins, he decided to return and search for it. With no flashlight available, he improvised by creating a simple torch from a burning stick and headed back into the darkness. The castle was completely unlit, making the search difficult and unsettling.
I continued around the side of the castle in view of the path. Two more gunshots. They zip overhead.
Guys, someone came with a gun and fired shots at the castle. They're firing shots at me.
I have two choices. Stay in the castle and hold my ground, hoping this is just some simple misunderstanding, that they think I'm some mischievous kid.
They're coming closer. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
Or grab my things and run. Maybe they're drunk crazy.
Then, everything changed. While moving through the ruins, Mike heard what sounded like a gunshot. At first, he wasn't sure what he had heard and continued walking. Moments later, more shots rang out. This time there was no mistake. Bullets appeared to be passing dangerously close overhead. Suddenly, he realized someone was firing in his direction. Alone in the dark, Mike faced a terrifying decision. He could stay hidden among the ruins and hope it was all a misunderstanding, or he could abandon his equipment and run. Not knowing who was out there or why they were shooting, he chose to flee.
What would you choose? What would you do? I ran.
I left everything behind, and now I'm trying to find a safe place to go. That's them there with a flashlight.
Leaving most of his belongings behind, he rushed into the darkness and searched for safety. As he moved away from the castle, he spotted flashlight beams in the distance. Whoever was searching the area clearly knew he was there. The situation became even more confusing when Mike contacted a local friend. He learned that authorities were actively looking for a suspicious person near the castle. Somehow, they believed that person was him. Eventually, Mike encountered military police.
Mike, where are you from?
From Canada.
Canada.
You made me very... Look, it's a big gun.
No problem.
No problem.
Turkish. Hoş geldin. You are welcome.
Nereye? Aşağı mı inmiştin?
Yeah.
Çağırdık seni.
Sen neredeydin?
Can I make video?
No.
No? No, okay.
So then, we make an audio note.
So you thought I was a... You thought I was a thief? Yeah. The only thing I was taking was photos. How many bullets did you shoot?
4 or 5.
4 or 5 bullets. And then you? 3. So 5 from a pistol and 3 from a AK-47 or something similar.
Fuck you children.
Exactly. I was like, what the fuck? And then I ran so fast in the dark with no light up a cliff. I could have freaking died.
At first, the situation was tense. Officers questioned him and carefully investigated his presence in the area. However, as they spoke with him, it became clear that he was not a criminal, treasure hunter, or threat of any kind. He was simply a tourist documenting his adventure. The following day, the mystery finally made sense. The damaged wires Mike had noticed earlier played a major role in the misunderstanding. Local residents had reported a stranger arriving at the castle with unusual equipment. When police arrived, they discovered the castle's lighting system was no longer functioning. Those lights normally remained on to discourage treasure hunters from entering and damaging the site. Seeing a suspicious visitor, a darkened castle, and damaged electrical equipment all at the same time, authorities assumed someone had intentionally cut the power to search for hidden valuables. Mike's arrival happened to coincide with all of these circumstances, making him the perfect suspect. In the end, the entire ordeal came down to terrible timing and a series of unfortunate coincidences. Fortunately, the misunderstanding was resolved before anyone was hurt. Still, Mike couldn't stop wondering what might have happened if the people searching for him hadn't been police officers. What began as a simple overnight adventure at a legendary castle turned into a dangerous misunderstanding involving gunfire, a police search, and one of the most unforgettable experiences of his life. Number 6 on October 25th, 2023. YouTuber Mo Sorry uploaded a disturbing video to his channel, The Sorry Family. What started as a simple trip to help a friend whose car had broken down near a cornfield quickly turned into something much darker. Sitting in the middle of that empty field was an abandoned school bus, and its strange presence immediately changed the mood. The bus felt completely out of place. It was not just an old vehicle left behind, it still had the name of a school written on it, making the discovery even more unsettling. What should have been a quick stop suddenly felt eerie, and curiosity pulled them deeper into the field. But the abandoned bus was only the beginning.
There would be an abandoned school bus in the middle of a cornfield. Isn't that just the weirdest thing?
It's like some Texas Chainsaw Massacre, right?
Yeah. I heard that the owner kidnapped a bunch of children and he took them out because the bus says De La Salle on it, which is actually a high school.
Oh, shit.
Or I think it's an elementary school. Like, it's not like just a random school bus. It has a school on it.
So weird.
Yeah, school name. Let's actually explore a little bit.
Dude, you want to go into the cornfield? It's starting to rain.
Yeah, let's check it out quick. Maybe you can.
Oh, yo, look, there's gloves here. Oh, what the hell? Bro, gloves, a hazmat suit?
Bro, and in a haunted abandoned school bus in the middle of the field, I'm telling you, something's going on here.
Bro, somebody here.
I know, something happened here.
Wait 1 sec. There's like gloves here. There's a hazmat suit. Man, somebody like got out here. Must have. Or somebody was doing something shitty out here in this cornfield.
Oh, look, actual corn. That's cool.
You know you can't even eat this corn?
Are you serious?
It's like more petrol. It's more for like petrol. Dude, it's really muddy. How the hell did you even find your way out of here? Yo, I found something. Bro! What the hazmat suit? We find gloves, wipes. Somebody was wiping down evidence. Oh, what the heck?
Dude, something happened here.
Yeah, like actually.
Bro.
What else were we gonna find?
Look, this looks like it was kicked down recently. Is anyone down there?
Alright, let's keep going and see if we can find someone that got out here. We don't want to get lost though in the cornfield, that's for sure. That is not on my bucket list of things to do today. Get lost in a muddy cornfield.
As Mo and his friend moved farther into the cornfield, they kept finding strange objects scattered around. Piece by piece, everything they discovered pointed toward one disturbing possibility. They may have stumbled onto a crime scene that no one had investigated yet. Gloves, cleaning wipes, and even a hazmat suit were lying in the mud. None of it made sense. The items suggested that someone had been there recently, and whatever they were doing, it did not feel innocent. The deeper they went, the more uneasy they became. With every step, the tension grew stronger. The heavy silence around them felt unnatural, as if something or someone was nearby, watching them from the darkness. Then an unexpected sound broke the silence, turning that uneasy feeling into real fear. The strange noises seemed to come from somewhere inside the cornfield. Surrounded by towering stalks and thick mud, they started realizing how isolated they really were. The evidence they had already found made every possibility feel worse than the last.
Missing school bus in here somewhere. Hello, is anybody out here in the cornfield?
Hello? Is anyone here? Do you know where the school bus is?
Dude, I feel like we're just gonna find somebody out here. It's gonna be like...
Hello?
What's that?
Yo, did you hear that?
Yeah, it's coming from over there. Yo, so we heard some weird noises. I wonder if I could find anything. Like, I found a hazmat suit, some gloves, some wipes, and that tells me someone was doing something shady in here. Like, there could be a body. You know, somebody could have like buried somebody or somebody, or even an animal. You know what I mean? Like, people do shady shit here in like the middle of nowhere. How scary is this though? Oh! 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 No! Somebody's chasing after me! Oh! 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 Where are you? Help! Where are you? Oh! Ah! Oh no! Oh no! Yo!
What?
Whoa. Something just chased after me inside.
Let's get the hell out of here. Something is...
Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Oh, wait. Which way do we go?
Then something in the field began moving toward them. The panic in Mo's voice no longer sounded playful or exaggerated. It sounded real, the kind of fear that comes when someone truly believes they are in danger. Whatever was moving in the darkness seemed to be getting closer. Suddenly, they ran. Confused and terrified, they struggled to find their way out. The cornfield became a maze, and for a moment, they thought they were completely lost. Somehow, they managed to escape and make it back. But instead of ending the night there, the two decided to visit an abandoned house hidden deep in the woods.
See how this place is looking after all these years. It's been a while since I've been here. Yeah, this was the entrance. It's completely overgrown. Let's go in from the backside. Yo.
Where you think this used to be the entrance?
Yeah, over here on the left. but it's completely overgrown, I think. Actually, wait, come through here. I found it. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Oh. This place is terrifying. Much paranormal in here?
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, this place has gotta be haunted or something.
Oh! What the? Bro, I kid you not.
At first, all they found was decay, broken walls, rotting furniture, and rooms filled with forgotten objects slowly being reclaimed by nature. The house felt frozen in time. Overgrown plants covered the entrance, and every room carried a heavy, unsettling atmosphere. The deeper they went, the more disturbing the place became. Soon, strange paranormal activity began around them, leaving both men visibly shaken.
Looks like somebody's living in here.
I believe we're in the middle of an abandoned house, a basement of an abandoned house in the middle of the forest. What the hell?
I don't know. There's like a bed over there. What? Yeah. I've never seen this. A whole cabinet of jars, ancient jars.
Oh my god.
There's like old furniture here too. A lot of shoes.
Dude, this place is weird. Everything is just destroyed and we're in the middle of the...
That's it? Yeah. Go, 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 go. What the f is that? What is that?
What is that?
Go.
I knew it was there. Dude, let's go, let's go.
Get that down.
Yeah, go, 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 go.
Dude, I can't crawl on this. Hold on my head.
We can just...
Small movements and unexplained sounds made the house feel alive in a way that should not have been possible. They eventually made their way down into the basement, where the air felt even heavier. The lower level was filthy, damp, and filled with rot. It looked like sunlight had not touched that place in years. What they found below only made things worse. There were signs that someone may have been living there: an old bed, scattered shoes, worn furniture, stacks of jars, and other objects left behind. Everything looked abandoned, yet it also felt recently disturbed, as if the place had not been empty after all. Then, in that same basement, one of them noticed something so terrifying that all courage disappeared instantly. They ran. Neither of them stopped to investigate further. Fear completely took over, and they rushed out of the house without looking back. What made the entire situation even more disturbing was their isolation. There was no nearby car, no phone signal, and no easy way to call for help. It was just two men, an endless cornfield, and whatever had been chasing them in the darkness. The nearest house was miles away. If that thing had moved faster, or if they had fallen even once while running there, might never have been a video uploaded at all. The cornfield could have swallowed them whole, burying the truth forever. Number 7. On May 2nd, 2026, the bearded explorer set out to film what was supposed to be a quiet and nostalgic visit to the Thurlow Arms, a long-abandoned Victorian railway pub hidden away in Surrey. This time he was joined by Ben from Lost Adventures. The pub had been empty since 2009, and from the outside it looked like many other abandoned places they had visited, weathered, overgrown, and slowly being reclaimed by nature. But it quickly became clear that this place was different. Before they had even fully entered the property, something unusual caught their attention. Sitting quietly in the overgrown brush was an old Renault 5, still mostly intact, as if someone had simply parked it there and never returned. At first, it felt like an interesting discovery, but that strange feeling soon turned into something far more unsettling.
We have now made it to this location. Now, it's a very lovely building. I think it is an old pub, but it's got like a Tudory sort of look to it from the outside. We think it closed around 2009. Oh, look, there's a car as well, an old Renault 5. Oh, look at that. That looks like quite a high-spec Renault 5, actually. If you notice, it's got alloy wheels, it's got colour-coded side skirts. It's even got a full leather interior. When was the last time you saw a Renault 5 with a full leather interior? Still got the little jack in there too, look. It's probably a little 1.4 or something. Oh, what a shame. Oh, mate, you can get in. I said there's one over there too, look. Yeah. I'll go over there in a minute. this looks cool. Oh wow.
It's different.
Yeah.
Sat here
Whoa.
smoking and playing Scrabble.
The clothes are still hanging up too.
Yeah, so it's woman's clothes.
Is it?
Yeah.
Do you reckon there's a woman living here?
What?
Oh, fucking hell. What the hell was that? Scared the shit out of me.
My house is huge. What's happening?
What was that?
Oh my
There's a radiator. There's a radiator on the back of the door.
What? How? It hasn't fallen down.
Why the hell has someone done that?
I mean, that was crazy.
Oh my god, it looks incredible in here. Look at this. Wow.
Mate, this ain't right. Oh my god.
Oh my god, no.
It's been good knowing you, bro.
Wow, it's been fun, man. We've done some great places.
Good times. This is the last one, man.
We're joking around, but you could actually fall through there at any second.
There's a huge gap here while I'm stood on.
Well, just be careful. Serious note now, this is actually quite dangerous, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh my
God.
Look.
I know. I think do one at a time.
Yeah.
Oh,
Completely
God.
across.
I just don't know if I can do this. What, Ben?
Right.
You right?
Yeah. There's a tripwire, man. Look.
Mate, we need to get out of here. This is ridiculous.
I could have went down there, bro.
Why the hell has someone done that? Why is there a tripwire there?
Yeah, I hate this place now. Whoa, I could have just smashed my head into that, everything, bro.
I need to see this, hang on.
That's crazy.
I don't believe that. Look.
Yeah, that proper got me there. Oh.
That's really strong, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I sort of like clicked on it, I didn't know what was happening, and then fell twice sort of on it. It was really weird.
Hell, mate. What's in there? Toilet.
Oh, I can't believe that, my heart's still racing from it. Oh, really?
It's this stuff here where it's all like deteriorated
That's strange, isn't it?
and gone like all horrible. There's one more room over
I
there.
feel sick.
I know, mate, I can't believe someone would do that. That is.
I'm on edge anyway.
I think, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get rid of that actually, because that is. Bloody hell, that is really strong. That is so bloody dangerous.
Yeah, proper caught me.
I think this is the last room.
Oh!
Ow.
Bro, I thought you got an axe in the face then.
I nearly did get a in the face.
Oh my god.
I can't believe that, mate. Mate, we just need to go, I think.
The moment they stepped inside, the atmosphere changed. At first, the shift was subtle, but it quickly became impossible to ignore. What made the place disturbing was not the normal decay of an abandoned building, it was the deliberate traps hidden throughout the property. As they moved deeper inside, they began noticing tripwires stretched low across hallways, placed carefully where someone walking in poor light would never see them. Heavy objects had been positioned above doorways in ways that suggested they could swing or fall if disturbed. None of it looked accidental. These traps had clearly been set on purpose, designed to catch someone off guard and cause serious harm. Every new discovery made the situation more disturbing. What had started as a simple exploration now felt like walking into a carefully prepared hazard zone. Whoever had placed those traps wanted intruders to get hurt. The danger only increased as they moved forward. The explorers were forced to watch every step, constantly checking the ground, walls, and ceilings. Even a single mistake could lead to serious injury. The mental pressure began building as quickly as the physical risk. Then there was the building itself. The structure had not simply aged, it had reached the point of collapse. Wooden floors were warped, soft, and missing in several places. Beneath them, darkness opened into the basement below. Every step triggered creaks, groans, and cracking sounds as the old structure struggled to hold their weight. The deeper they went, the more dangerous the pub became. Entire sections of flooring were gone, leaving large drops hidden in shadow. Staircases were barely intact, with broken and missing steps making every movement feel like a gamble. At times, even standing still felt unsafe. The floor shifted under pressure, bending and moving in ways that made it clear the building could give way at any moment. Every step became a careful calculation between curiosity and survival. What made it worse was the growing realization that the threats were not only natural.
Probably the most interesting, but also at the same time probably the most dangerous. That goes straight down into the basement. That's probably about a 10, maybe 11 foot drop straight down. We are going to have to be very, very careful in here, mate, because it does not look safe at all. I'm really not quite sure how to do this, but I think, look, the whole floor is moving when I put weight on it. Oh, that's cool. Should we go have a look?
Yeah. May as well. Don't waste much.
Christ, mate, look at the state of these stairs. There's literally nothing left of them.
There's one missing.
There is one missing. In fact, there's almost two missing. Oh my God, I really don't want to do this if I'm honest. Look at the state of this, look. This is, not good. Look.
Wow.
What the hell am I doing? What the hell am I doing? Maybe stay there a minute, just in case it's not strong enough for both of us to go. I'm not going in that room there because there's literally no floor. There is, look at that one there, look, there's no floor there. That's literally just a massive gap of bits. That wall isn't even connected anymore on that one.
There's an ironing board as a floor.
Yeah, I know, I saw that earlier when we were downstairs. I don't even know if this door's going to open. Mate, we need to be really, really careful in here. I'm getting out of the way of that. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
This house is literally ready to fall down.
Oh.
It is literally ready to fall down.
Oh wow, yeah.
Why the hell has someone done that?
Yeah, that was crazy.
Oh my God, it looks incredible in here. Look at this. Wow. My God.
Oh yeah, look at this. Oh. You okay?
Yeah, I think so. Ah. Damn. Mate, someone put that on the floor.
Was it covered up?
Yeah.
Damn.
That really hurt. Gits. Who the bloody hell's done that?
Whoa. Well, we've got to be careful in this place.
Mate, I actually feel like someone set traps in here for us. I really do think they've done that. God, you sod, that really hurt.
What was going on then? Was this...
I just put my foot down and just disappeared through it.
Was that like on there then?
Yeah, I think so.
Some hazards appeared intentional, as if someone had actively made the place more dangerous. This possibility changed everything. It no longer felt like they were exploring an abandoned building. It felt like they had entered a hostile environment. Then, the danger stopped being theoretical. Without warning, part of the floor suddenly gave way beneath one of them. It was not a complete fall, but it did not need to be. The collapse happened close enough to show just how small the margin for error had become. One wrong step could easily have sent someone crashing into the basement below. That moment changed the entire mood. From then on, every movement carried real weight, not just physically, but mentally. Fear began affecting every decision. Their focus shifted completely from exploration to survival. By that point, one thing had become painfully obvious. This place was not just unstable, it felt actively dangerous. Between the collapsing structure and the carefully placed traps, the building seemed almost hostile, as if it were fighting back against anyone who entered. With conditions that dangerous, continuing deeper into the pub felt less like exploration and more like gambling with their lives. Number 8, 2020. Urban explorer Phil the Thrill and his friend Jimmy were riding their quads along a river when the trail suddenly came to an end. That was when they noticed something strange floating in the water, something that clearly did not belong there. At first, it looked almost like a supply drop. A locked box with a bag attached to it drifted near the riverbank, with what looked like popped helium balloons tied to the top. It appeared to have been carried downstream by heavy rain the night before. Curious, they pulled the box out of the water and tried to open it. It was heavier than expected, and the lock refused to break. At first, they treated it like an unusual discovery, attempting to force it open by smashing it against rocks.
How do we open it? Open it. Yeah, oh, dude, easy, be careful with it.
Heavy.
We don't know what's in it. It could be something dangerous. Open it. I don't think it, oh, look, stop. It's locked. How are we gonna open it? I wanna know what's in it.
Bash it on some rocks or something.
Bash it against the rock?
Yeah. Here, you pick up that side. We'll throw it.
You wanna bash it against the rock?
Yeah. One.
Whoa, don't, oh wait, alright, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna do anything. Just beat the heck out of it. Maybe it will open. I can't read it. I don't know how to read. Can you read it?
Yeah, I'll read it. With sadness, I'm writing this letter because I can no longer take care of her. I thought this could be the best way to give her a new life and home. Please take care of her.
Is it like a dog? It says it's a her.
Her or something.
That means it's a dog.
It's not making noise.
It's heavy. Did it just move?
I don't know.
I felt something move in there. Here, you got it. Yeah. Just be careful with it.
But everything changed when they noticed something attached to the outside. There was a handwritten note tied to the box. The message immediately changed the situation. It spoke about someone who could no longer care for her and hoped whoever found the box would give her a better life and a safe home. The letter was disturbing, but also confusing. Neither of them knew what her meant. At first, they assumed it might be an animal, maybe a dog or some other pet that someone had abandoned. But the uncertainty made them nervous. Then, something inside the box moved. That single movement changed everything. Suddenly, the box no longer felt like a strange object washed up by the river. It felt like something fragile, possibly alive, was trapped inside.
Make sure the box doesn't fall.
Okay.
All right. I don't think it's gonna fall. Wait for the cars. We don't want the cars to run over the box if it falls. Okay, let's go. The box doesn't seem to be falling off or anything. They really tied this up nice.
Oh, there you go.
Now just pull everything out. Pull it all out. Pull it off. Let's see what's in here. What the?
Whoa.
There's a baby in here? Wait, what are we gonna do with this? How is it?
It's kind of cute.
Yeah, it's a cute baby.
I wonder what her name is.
All right, let's take her out. Take here, it's okay.
Realizing that, they stopped trying to break it open violently. Instead, they carefully strapped the box to one of their quads and started heading home. Even during the ride, the tension stayed high. Their biggest fear was simple. If the box slipped off onto the road, whatever was inside could be seriously hurt or killed. Every bump in the road felt dangerous. They stayed focused the entire trip, constantly checking to make sure the box remained secure. The mystery of what was inside kept building, along with the fear of what they might discover once they finally opened it. When they reached home, they carefully cut through the ropes and removed the lock. What they saw inside shocked them. Looking back at them from inside the box was a baby. The discovery left them completely stunned. What they had assumed might be an abandoned pet turned out to be something far more horrifying. Somehow, a baby had been sealed inside a locked box with air holes punched into the sides and left to drift down a river. The seriousness of the situation became instantly clear. Phil wasted no time and immediately called the police. Authorities responded quickly, and that call became the reason this story had a different ending than it could have had. The baby was safely recovered and later reunited with her parents. Police instructed Phil not to share the phone call or certain details publicly, which is why much of what happened afterward remained private. What makes this story especially chilling is how close it came to ending in tragedy. Two explorers happened to find a locked box floating in a river, with only a handwritten note attached to explain its existence. If the water had been deeper, the current stronger, or the box carried just a little farther downstream, it might never have been found at all. Sometimes survival comes down to nothing more than being found at the right moment. Number 9 on October 28, 2023. YouTuber Bearded Explorer uploaded a video showing his solo nighttime investigation of the abandoned Royal Hospital Haslar. The hospital had a history stretching back more than 500 years and officially closed in 2009. By the time he visited, the building was already being converted into retirement housing. That added urgency to his exploration, since the hospital in its original form would soon disappear forever. He entered through the basement, avoiding security as he began exploring beneath the surface. Down there, he spoke about one of the hospital's most unusual features, an internal railway system once used to transport injured sailors through the building. Those who could be saved were taken to the wards for treatment, while those beyond help were carried toward burial grounds nearby. With so much death tied to the location, the hospital's dark history was impossible to ignore.
Let's see what we can find. Hopefully, something spooky happens tonight. Okay guys, we are now inside the main building. Now this was the old entrance where the train track, which you can still see on the floor, ran all the way down to the church through those two blue doors in front of me. And behind me, that's from the docks. Like I said before, they used to bring the injured sailors on the trains, carriages, I don't know, on here. If they could be treated, they would be taken into the wards, and if they couldn't, they would go straight down to the church. Okay guys, we are now at the famous spiral staircase. This is one of my favourite parts of Haslar. I absolutely love this staircase. And like I said before, there is a very sad story to a nurse who actually committed suicide. Her name is Mary. Like I said in the last video, now she committed suicide after the death of a child that she was caring for, and she jumped from the top and sadly passed away here. Very, very sad story. Now there are a lot of sad stories of this place. Now if you Google Haslar ghosts and spirits, she will come up, she'll be one of the top ones. Now the gymnasium's on the left, but before we go to the gymnasium I want to show you this little bit here. This is one of the only curtains which is left in the whole hospital, and it's still hanging here today. And a creepy chair still there too. There's always a creepy chair in a room like this, isn't there?
After leaving the basement, he moved through the ground floor, passing large support structures still holding parts of the aging building together. At first, the place felt old but stable enough to explore. Eventually, he made his way upstairs, where one of the hospital's most well-known ghost stories was said to have originated. The upper floor was tied to the legend of a nurse named Mary, who was believed to have taken her own life after losing a child under her care. Whether the story was true or not, the tragic history lingered in the air. As he climbed higher into the building, the atmosphere became noticeably heavier. Near the famous spiral staircase, the sense of unease grew stronger. The staircase itself stood as one of the hospital's most iconic features, but even there, sadness seemed woven into the surroundings.
But there is absolutely no wind in here whatsoever. What the hell was that? Okay, that was really, really creepy. I've only been here literally 5 minutes and that's happened. Okay, I'm going to get out of this area because that was actually really scary. Supporting the rhino. That sounded like footsteps. That really sounded like footsteps. Like that, what I'm doing now, that's exactly what I just heard. Okay, that was really, really creepy. That was really creepy. I'm sure I just heard that. Oh, it sounded like a little girl. I don't know what it was. I don't know. It sounded like a little girl. Oh. What the there's no way that has just happened. There is no way that is... Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. What the hell? What the hell? Right, you've just seen that with your own eyes. I have not touched that. There is nobody else here. What the was that? How the hell did that happen? Okay, that was really, really scary. I didn't like that. I really did. I'm so sorry I swore then, but that really did scare me. That was horrible. Right, I really want to get out of here now.
The hospital carried countless tragic stories, and many visitors believed its past still echoed through the empty halls. Things changed once he entered the old gymnasium. At first, the activity was subtle. A door suddenly closed by itself. There was no visible draft, no wind, and no obvious explanation. What should have been easy to dismiss quickly became harder to ignore. Then, he heard something else. Footsteps. They sounded too close, and they did not match his own movements. It felt as though someone was walking just behind him. He stopped to listen, hoping to make sense of what he was hearing. But the sounds only became clearer. The fear began to build. Every noise now felt amplified by the silence of the empty hospital. Then came something even more disturbing. Among the strange sounds, he thought he heard what sounded like the faint voice of a child. The sound was brief, but clear enough to leave him shaken. In a building that should have been completely empty, it felt deeply unsettling. Then, something happened that was far harder to dismiss. An object moved suddenly without warning, right in front of him. He had not touched it, and there appeared to be no one else nearby. The event left him visibly shaken, turning his fear into outright panic. Before he could fully process what had happened, the silence was shattered by a loud and aggressive noise, somewhere deeper in the building.
But yeah, they have been so busy in here. I mean, I still remember walking up this hallway only a few months ago and this was all clear. But now, it is completely stripped. Every single room is just gone. I think that's a no, is that a den? No, that's a den up there. We go... That? What the f*** is that? What the f***? Hang on. Whoa. No. I have heard stories that it's not here anymore. If it's not here, I'm going to be quite upset. Fingers crossed. It is. It is still here. So this, guys, is a real human liver. I know it's disgusting, but it is very, very rare. The sort of thing you'd only see in a museum. But here it is in Hassel Hospital. It's been here for years. Now, apparently there used to be a museum here where this came from. There was also some stillborns, there were some shrunken heads. It was a very weird collection of stuff. Nobody knows what happened to it, but this is still here, and I'm glad it's still here too.
That was enough. He began moving quickly toward the exit, retracing the same path he had taken inside. But the night was not defined only by the strange sounds and unexplained movements. During his exploration, he also discovered something physical, something tied directly to the hospital's medical past. Hidden among the remnants of renovation work was a preserved human liver, apparently left behind from what had once been the hospital's medical museum. Even with construction underway, traces of the hospital's disturbing history still remained in plain sight. The specimen was rare and deeply unsettling. Stories suggested the museum once held even stranger items, including preserved medical curiosities and unusual specimens that had long since disappeared. Yet somehow, this piece of the past remained untouched. Between the unsettling history, the unexplained noises, and the disturbing objects he encountered, the experience left a lasting impression. Some abandoned places feel empty, others feel like they still remember everything. Number 10, on October 8th, 2023. YouTuber Marcelo Day Chief 1298 decided to investigate an abandoned church already known for its dark reputation. He chose to go alone, which, as events would soon prove, was a terrible decision. It was late at night when he arrived. The church had been abandoned for years, and even from the outside it looked unsettling.
Late at night. I am coming to a creepy church, which I found the location online. I don't know if you can get in there or not, but I'm here tonight to check it out. It sure does look creepy. It's been abandoned for quite a long time.
Its dark, decaying structure gave off an eerie feeling before he even stepped inside. The deeper he went, the more real that fear became. Once inside, the atmosphere felt much heavier. The silence was broken only by strange noises echoing through the building. Being alone made everything worse. Every sound felt amplified, and the realization that he was exploring forbidden territory with no one nearby began to weigh on him. It did not take long for fear to set in. As he moved deeper into the church, he became visibly nervous. He had to watch every step in the darkness while trying to ignore the unsettling sounds around him.
Right guys, I have just made my way into this creepy looking church. And I could not believe I'm on my own doing this stuff. I've got to watch where I'm walking. I can hear all sorts of noises. I'm nervous. I'm really nervous. But, you know, I've got to bring the best for you guys. I am going to do some EVP and stuff shortly. What is this? What the hell? That scared me. But there's quite a lot of pigeons in here. Guys, I am so nervous right now. So not doing this on my own again.
Even though he tried to stay focused, it was obvious the isolation was getting to him. Then, something suddenly startled him. At first, he tried to convince himself it was nothing unusual. The abandoned building was filled with pigeons and debris, and small movements could easily create noise. But even with that explanation, his fear kept growing. His breathing became heavier, and the tension became impossible to hide. He was already shaken. Then everything changed. What happened next was the moment that pushed him past fear and into pure panic. Somewhere in the darkness, something responded. The sound was sudden, loud, and completely unexpected. In an instant, his body reacted before his mind could process what was happening. Survival instinct took over.
Hello? Hello? Oh my God! What the f is that?
Whatever he had heard was enough to convince him that staying any longer was a serious mistake. He ran. The speed of his escape said everything. There was no hesitation, no second look, and no attempt to investigate further. Pure terror drove him straight out of the church. Panic had completely taken control. What makes this encounter especially unsettling is how isolated he was. The church stood far from any main road, and no one knew his exact location that night. If something had gone wrong, help would not have arrived quickly. That is what makes the footage so disturbing. Had he ignored his instincts and stayed longer, things could have ended very differently. Sometimes the difference between safety and disaster comes down to recognizing danger at the exact right moment. In places like that, survival often depends on one thing above all else: trusting your instincts and leaving before it is too late.
In 2026, two explorers entered an abandoned IMCA and charter school that had been empty long enough to fall into severe disrepair. Inside were a pool, a gym, classrooms, a cafeteria, and a second connected building. But from the moment they entered, it was obvious the place was still being used by someone.
Under ventilation. Oh my god. This is cool. Wow. It's incredible. My god. So this takes back outside. Good shot.
Despite the heavy damage, parts of the building remained surprisingly intact. They found the pool still standing, a gym with basketball hoops, and hallways littered with books, desks, and debris. But the deeper they went, the more evidence they found that someone had been living there. Beds had been set up in certain rooms, and personal belongings were scattered around. These were clear signs that the building was serving as shelter for someone.
There's someone living here. Oh, you scared me, dude. There's an elevator. I doubt it works. This is pretty cool up here. Up here.
As they continued exploring, they suddenly ran into another person inside, startling both of them. The encounter made the entire place feel much darker. One of the explorers compared it to a school from Silent Hill, saying it felt like the kind of place where terrible things happen.
Don't know what the kitchen for. Jeez. Might be Silent Hill. It's one of those Silent Hill schools.
They moved into the second building, which appeared cleaner than the first, but that only made it feel stranger. The bathrooms looked especially disturbing. And at one point, they found a massive tree branch somehow sitting inside one of the rooms, adding to the bizarre atmosphere.
The bathrooms. Light. Hey, over there. I was playing with those people were too. Look at this tree branch. What the heck?
Then they noticed something worrying a light source deeper inside the building. That small detail changed everything. It likely marked another entrance or exit, meaning whoever was using the building could return at any moment through that exact spot.
Saw some people. What they doing? Sketchy as hell. Let's get the heck out of here.
Not long after, they spotted people inside behaving in a way that immediately raised alarm. Their actions felt suspicious enough that both explorers made the same decision without hesitation. It was time to leave. There was no discussion and no second guessing. They turned around and made a quick exit, knowing that staying even a little longer could have put them in serious danger. Sometimes the scariest part of exploring abandoned places is not the building itself, but the people hiding inside. On April 3rd, 2021, YouTuber Abandoned Duke Official set out to explore an old abandoned church. But the moment he stepped inside the ruined building, he was hit with something disturbing.
Call the bad boy. Right, today guys, we're at... I don't actually know what this is. It looks like a church. Oh my god, what's all this stuff?
At first, he wasn't even sure what the place was, though it clearly looked like a church. As he moved deeper inside, he started noticing strange objects scattered around, making the atmosphere feel even more unsettling. The first truly disturbing discovery came when he looked inside one of the open tombs. What he found shocked him. Real human bones were lying inside.
I'm gonna get pictures after I've done the video. Some tombs. I think they're tombs. Another like fireplace. What the? Oh my god. Oh, there's bones in here. No, listen, there's real bones. Proper caskets. Oh, no way. That's nuts. Absolutely nuts. Is that a baby tomb then? Like a child or something?
Some of the tombs still contained old coffins and even partially decomposed bodies. The sight was horrifying, and it became clear this place had been badly disturbed. As he continued walking through dark hallways and past suspicious rooms, the discoveries only became stranger.
I wonder what all these rooms were. What's with the metal door?
God knows, this must be still something special.
Look at the old... Do you reckon that was old piping or something?
It's been dug up for a reason, hasn't it?
Oh, wow. Look at the old tiles, yeah, I was just saying that. Oh my god! Oi, check that out. There's actual bones as well in there. That's tin.
That's lead.
Lead?
That's lead.
This is absolutely crazy, guys.
Old metal doors, broken pipes, and cracked tiles suggested the building had been abandoned for a very long time. But mixed in with the decay were even more human remains, making the place feel far more disturbing than just an abandoned structure. Things became even more unsettling when he came across what appeared to be a human skull.
Oh my god, mate, there's a skull. An actual skull. That's crazy, that. Oh my god.
Oh, look at that. That is wrong.
It's wrong, isn't it? Why have people come in?
Look, someone's lifted the casket lid off.
Yeah, but look, they've broken in.
The lid's inside.
So which one's that one off then? So look at that, guys, yeah, there's another casket lid there. That one's inside. That's nuts. Obviously, we're not going to disturb the bodies, but they are real bodies in these caskets.
It was sitting among broken coffin pieces, making it obvious that someone had forced open the graves. Several casket lids had been smashed apart, with pieces thrown across the floor.
I wonder who they were, though.
I'm not climbing over this. I
No.
wonder what that cross is made of. Look, someone's ripped off the lead to see inside that. There's some sick people.
It's just wrong on so many levels. What, so this is lead?
That's lead. I don't really want to touch it.
Nah, just leave it in
It's
it.
lead. See how it's bending?
Yeah, you can.
It's lead.
Look at that though, yeah. Oh my god, there's a skull down there as well.
There is as well. Let me get myself in. Can you see?
Try to be careful.
Yeah, I don't want to disturb anything.
It's already been disturbed enough. Look at that, guys. That. How have people, yeah, literally? Why would anyone, yeah, want to rip caskets open? It's beyond me.
Witches, ghouls.
But still, yeah, they're real bodies.
Yeah.
Should deserve to be like left in peace.
I think of all these chambers here, would have had them in as well at some point. They look all like.
They look empty now, don't they? I looked at them.
The most disturbing part of the church was the condition of the graves. Many had been violently broken open, as if someone had intentionally searched through them. Whoever did this had ripped apart the coffins, exposing the bodies inside. It was hard to imagine why anyone would do something so disturbing. He noticed pieces of lead torn from the coffins, likely stripped away by intruders. In some tombs, more skulls and bones could be seen buried in the darkness. Despite trying not to disturb anything, it was impossible to ignore the damage already done. What made it worse was the thought of who or what could have done this. Some tomb chambers were now completely empty, raising chilling questions about what happened to the remains that once rested there. But an even darker possibility lingered in the air. What if the one responsible for destroying those graves was still nearby? As the explorer moved through the church, it felt possible that something unseen had been watching him the entire time, staying hidden in the shadows, silently following his every step. The tombs may have been broken open only recently, meaning whoever or whatever was responsible could still be inside that church, waiting in the darkness. And if he stayed too long, he might become the next horrifying discovery someone else would find. In 2022, a group of urban explorers entered a 13-story abandoned high-rise in Cleveland. The building was part of a list called the Dirty Dozen, which ranked the 12 property owners in Ohio with the highest unpaid tax debts. Originally built in the late 1990s as affordable housing, the complex had 254 units. But from the beginning, the property suffered from neglect, and by 2015 it had become such a serious safety hazard that every resident was forced to leave. As the explorers entered, they immediately noticed signs of decay and destruction everywhere. Burned-out cars were still sitting in the parking garage, piles of trash had been thrown from upper floors, and even a broken satellite dish lay smashed below, as if it had fallen or been thrown from the roof.
Check this out, guys. There's still cars left in this parking garage. There's none right there. This is definitely a first.
Actually, the cloudy filter with that light
looks kind of sick, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is all burned out. Looks like there was a couple cars over here too that also got burned out. Or just piles of trash that look like cars, I'm not sure. Oops. Trash.
Yeah. I'll trade you.
They began climbing all 13 floors of the building. During the climb, one of them mentioned how many hotels and apartment buildings skip labeling a 13th floor because of superstition. This building, however, had no such hesitation. They were standing on the 13th floor, and that detail made the atmosphere feel even more unsettling.
Maybe I'm just a little superstitious, but this is the 13th floor.
We're trapped on here forever. We'll try to go down the stairs. We'll disappear on this one over and over again.
Just saying.
Get the reference.
Be careful. 13, since it's such a bad number, a lot of hotels and apartments like this will not have the 13th floor. And a lot of apartments...
Just for superstition?
Yeah, in a lot of apartments it'll go 12, 14.
Really?
Yeah, so technically they have a 13th floor.
Then, everything changed. One of the explorers leaned over the stairwell railing to capture a dramatic shot looking down through all the floors. But instead of an empty view, he saw something terrifying. Far below, someone was standing there, looking directly back up at him. The realization hit instantly. They were not alone.
So explain what just happened. So I peek my head over the stairs because I want to get a cool shot because there's like a million floors. And when I looked over, there was a person all at the bottom looking back up at me.
So there's someone else in here?
Yes, and they freaked me out. So go look.
We are currently making a quick exit because there are other people in here and we don't know what they want, so... Okay. Let's go. Oh god, no breath. Is anyone? No. It took us 2.5 minutes to walk down those stairs.
Todd, your car's this way.
Oh god. They look like two kids. I mean, 18 to 24.
These people made it obvious that we weren't welcome there, so we made a quick escape. This is something you always have to be aware of when urban exploring, especially with buildings like this that are frequented by drug dealers and criminals. Always be aware of your surroundings.
Without wasting time, the group decided to leave immediately. Their calm exploration turned into a rushed escape as they hurried down the stairs, trying to get out before the strangers reached them. It took them nearly 2.5 minutes just to descend the entire building, and every second felt dangerous. As they got outside, they caught another glimpse of the people below. They appeared to be young adults, but their presence made one thing very clear: the explorers were not welcome there. This is one of the biggest dangers of urban exploration. Abandoned buildings are rarely truly empty. Places like these are often used by squatters, criminals, or drug dealers, which can turn a simple exploration into something far more dangerous. The group understood that and left before the situation could get worse.
On June 5th, 2026, YouTubers Gabriel and Quarantine set out to explore an abandoned movie theater in suburban Chicago. What began as a typical urban exploration quickly turned into something far more unsettling than they expected. As soon as they arrived, they noticed signs that the building was not completely deserted. Near the entrance, they found a small makeshift shelter built by a homeless person, showing that the old theater had become someone's place to live.
Are we going to be able to explore an abandoned movie theater today? That will be fun. Things usually happen in threes. This is the third. No. Damn, that's a real connoisseur's dish. We got screwed?
Yes, but the mechanism's shock.
Yeah.
Why? At least it's something.
The ocean, Brittany. That looks like a squatter setup. It's actually a shack. It's a homeless person's thing. That's a homeless person's thing. No one saw you, but it's a shelter. Food and everything.
What is it? It's his stuff. I hope he won't be... No.
If he has an outdoor shelter, he's not indoors.
As they made their way inside, stepping past discarded food, personal belongings, the pair found themselves walking through auditoriums that seemed frozen in time.
I think I need to lie down. Damn. Yeah, well, there's a mannequin that's scary. You'll see, you'll see. You see what I mean?
As they moved inside, stepping around leftover food and personal belongings, they entered auditoriums that felt frozen in time. The theater looked as if it had been abandoned overnight. Projectors were still in place, popcorn machines remained behind the counters, and many areas appeared untouched since the theater shut down.
I think we're going to have to go back quickly.
Exactly. Look. Skittles are still here.
No.
It's a photo, it's the image. But no, it's just the image, it's just an image. You can take your huge bowl of Skittles. The machine is so cool.
And here we have other games. You've got a Terminator game.
Wow.
Terminator Salvation. They're probably tokens.
Look, yeah.
Hello, machine.
The deeper they explored, the more surreal the place felt. The large lobby still contained arcade machines, token dispensers, movie posters, and even candy left inside vending machines. Some items looked surprisingly recent, making it clear that this place had not been completely forgotten. While the discovery was fascinating, an uneasy feeling slowly began to replace their excitement. The thought that someone might still be living inside the building stayed in the back of their minds, making every small sound feel more important. That tension grew much stronger when Gabriel, while filming near the front of the property, noticed a dark figure moving outside.
The little shack where the homeless guy stays, well, I'm going to see a figure pass by there. Is it the famous homeless person or the police looking for us? Up to now, we don't know.
Someone's there. Did you see out front?
At the homeless person's spot.
The brief sighting instantly changed the mood. What had felt like an exciting adventure now carried real danger, as they realized someone nearby might be watching them. To get a better view of the area, they headed up to the roof, hoping to see whether a security or police vehicle was parked outside.
Yes, we're heading to the roof to check if the car's there. That'll be good. Yes, he... There. Our first instinct was to go up to the roof to get a view of the parking lot in front, to see if a security or police car was parked there, and to get an idea of the person currently in front of the cinema. We're undercover. It's okay. We're going to walk over there. That way we'll be hidden by the cinema. Let's group up first. We're going to check right away if it's a security or police car. Actually, that would let us see the underwear. Damn, we won't see. We won't be able to see what's happening there.
From above, they tried to inspect the parking lot, but their view was limited. At first, they wondered if security or law enforcement had arrived. Soon, however, it became clear that the situation was far more unpredictable. Human voices began echoing through the building, followed by several loud, disturbing screams coming from somewhere in the dark hallways below. Because movie theaters are designed to block sound between rooms, the noises felt especially disturbing. The sounds confirmed that other people were moving through the building at the same time.
Alright, I was just here. Okay, I'm like this. We're crossing to the other side, we're going into the dark. There's no one who stops just in case. He's there, he's there. There, look, he sees some...
It's there, it's there, it's there, it's there.
Do you see it? Yeah.
Faced with the possibility of encountering an unknown person inside the massive structure, the explorers quickly reevaluated the situation. What had started as a routine exploration had turned into a potentially dangerous encounter with someone whose intentions were impossible to predict.
Not from his mother.
We can't tell if she's talking to herself or to someone else.
As the voices and screams continued, their stress increased. They could not tell whether the sounds came from one person or multiple people, or whether whoever was inside had noticed them. The uncertainty made the situation even more unsettling. Instead of continuing deeper into the theater and risking a direct confrontation, Gabriel and Quarantine decided to end the exploration early. Choosing safety over curiosity, they carefully made their way out of the building, leaving behind the mystery of whoever or whatever had been sharing the abandoned theater with them.
Oh my god, 10 years old. I won't stay up.
Look, below you here.
The explorers had visited hundreds of abandoned buildings over the years, but nothing had prepared them for discoveries like these mausoleums with doors that opened by hand, buildings the city refused to secure, and personal diary entries that suddenly changed tone halfway through, revealing disturbing truths about what happened inside. These were the moments that pushed urban explorers to their limits, turning ordinary investigations into something deeply unsettling. In 2026, urban explorer Luke returned to the United States after spending a long time exploring locations across Europe. This time, he brought fellow explorer Cam to investigate an abandoned funeral home that had remained untouched since 2022. For both of them, it would be their first time entering a funeral home that still contained original items. Luke had previously explored 3 different funeral homes, but each one had already been emptied out. This building was different from the moment they stepped inside. The upper floor contained the owner's living quarters, where the family running the business had once lived directly above the rooms where funeral services were held downstairs.
Alright everyone, for the first time on this channel, we are exploring an abandoned funeral home. Not only is this the first video I've ever shot of a funeral home, but it's the first time I've ever explored one, not only in decent shape, but that has anything left in it at all. I'm 3 for 3 for getting into funeral homes in general, since I've been exploring, but none of them have ever had anything left. I've been too late to the party each and every time. And so, hopefully, that's all about to change today. Let's head into a bedroom, I'm assuming, yes. So I think the owners definitely lived here, or at least the caretakers. Everything is just completely left behind. Old family photos. A hat with a half-ripped dollar. Could be good luck, but that's gonna stay right there. Alright guys, so now we're gonna push into this kitchen, I believe. Yeah. There's a bunch of stuff hanging from the ceiling up there. That's cool. And over here, we have the pantry area. And this is still stocked. There's so much left in here.
As they moved through the upstairs rooms, they found clear signs of everyday life frozen in place. Bedrooms still held personal belongings, old family photographs remained on shelves, and the kitchen pantry was still stocked with food and supplies. Everything looked as if the occupants had left suddenly, leaving nearly everything behind. But the upstairs apartment was only the beginning. Once Luke reached the main floor, the atmosphere changed completely. A hallway led into rooms unlike anything he had explored before. At the end was a viewing room, preserved almost exactly as it had been during active service.
Wow. Alright, this is where everything starts to change. At least, that's how it looks. First of all, I wasn't even going to pan this way, but this painting is absolutely beautiful. And I'm going to assume this is the room that we were just in. So, yeah, now that we've made that connection, we'll turn this way and head over here. Wow. This is insane. Lift up thine eyes. Alright, pushing out of here. I think the viewing room is straight ahead, so we're going to turn to our right to get a better angle of it. Basically, and correct me in the comments if I'm incorrect about this, but I'm pretty sure there would have been a casket here, full size with the body inside of it, and there would have been a TV up, potentially in either corner, playing a video, remembering the person who's passed, and then everyone who came to the ceremony, or whatever they may call it, would sit here in the viewing section. And I'm going to walk down the aisle here because I think that this is just so out of the ordinary. You don't see rooms like this and places like this every day. And I don't know, maybe I'm just blown away because I haven't seen.
Rows of seating remained in place, facing the area where a casket would have been displayed during memorial services. Walking down the aisle, Luke seemed overwhelmed by the surreal reality of standing inside a room designed for final goodbyes. It was the kind of place most people never get to see up close, especially abandoned and untouched.
I'm assuming nothing in here. Wow, this is the coolest room of them all. Wow. Oh my gosh. Those are model caskets, I believe. Obviously, they're not full size. Oh my goodness. $900. What are you doing with half of a casket? Unless these were, don't want to say it, but for smaller people like kids, which is sad. But obviously they're just models. And you can buy all these little accessories, it looks like, to decorate. Wow. Insane, isn't it? These must all obviously be models, right? I mean, there's...
That's where they will come through, see which one they want.
Are there more over here?
Yeah.
Seriously?
You gotta see this.
Oh my gosh. First of all, I can't get over how clean all the clothing is. Like, this suit is probably worth like $800. That's insane.
Dude, we just found cremated remains in there. Like, I'm not even joking. I think so, yeah. Like 2 boxes.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
I swear to God.
Okay, I gotta go down here really quick, and then I'm gonna follow you guys, and we're gonna finish this out together, okay?
Then they found the basement. Luke had expected more preserved furniture and decorations, but what waited downstairs was far more shocking. The basement contained display rooms filled with model caskets and funeral accessories used to help families choose arrangements. Small casket models were lined up alongside decorative items, creating an eerie showroom frozen in time. As they continued, they passed a piano that would never be played again, a hospital stretcher, and an office with an open safe. Even the wall calendar showed only the earliest signs of decay. Everything felt suspended between abandonment and preservation.
All right, Cam, I think we've made them wait long enough. What do you think?
Yeah.
I think it's time to head in and check out the coolest part of this entire place. Let's end the suspense. This is the embalming room. My first true embalming room that I have ever seen, and it comes with a full-size casket and a wheelchair. And actually, before we get any further along, Cam, what do you have to say about this chair? What do we do about chairs on this channel? What happens with them? What do we think about chairs, Cam?
I don't know.
We choose one. You know this to be the chair of the episode. And this wheelchair is going to be the chair. Why? Because two reasons. Number one, I mean, A, it just looks insane. And two, I completely forgot about the chair challenge until I just said that. And so I think we're not going to see many other chairs. So this right here is the official Luke Explorers chair of the episode. Let's get back to the embalming room. I want to take a look at the casket because this just is insane. I don't know if it's weird to touch this. Don't know if someone laid her at one point in time. I doubt it. Otherwise, this would probably be underground. But, I mean, this is just gnarly. I've never seen a casket this close up before, ever. I mean, come on.
Eventually, Luke entered the room he had been avoiding since they arrived the embalming room. Inside, they found embalming equipment, chemical bottles, medical tools, cooling vents, and even a full-size casket. The room felt heavy and disturbing, made worse by the realization that this was where bodies had once been prepared for burial. Every object carried a sense of uncomfortable reality.
One thing we didn't look at was behind the table, and this is crazy. You guys are going to see a clip if you didn't see it already. I have a strong feeling that off to my right-hand side, not only are we going to find the embalming room, but I think we are about to run. What?
Right now.
What?
We just found a whole bag of someone's remains. Like, I'm not even joking. We were just going to show you the boxes before of the urns. But, bro, we just found someone. No, look at this. No, this is a whole bag of someone's remains right here.
I was just looking through over here and I was like, no way.
That is somebody's ashes in a bag right there.
Right?
I can't even fathom that.
I'm lost on words.
Sure. Okay, Cam, can you hold this for a second?
Is there any more?
Sorry.
No, you're
I
Bro, that's somebody. That is somebody.
Yeah. That might be Priscilla.
We found remains in here, and I didn't want to come in this room at all. In fact, I kind of closed my eyes running in, so I didn't ruin it for myself. But I was filming, and the guys yelled for me, and yeah, they found this in here. So I think we're going to try to remove this in some way. Not get home, obviously, but hide it, because that's just disrespectful, and, you know, I don't really know what else to call it. It just feels wrong to, you know, play with people's remains like that. Like, that was a human being. So that's just nuts.
Then the exploration took a shocking turn. Cam called Luke into a nearby room after spotting something unexpected. What they first thought were decorative urns turned out to be something much more serious. Hidden among the shelves were containers holding cremated human remains.
And I'm so glad that they have a full-size casket. I mean, they had the half ones, which is cool, but this just puts everything into perspective. Wow.
Ashes, I don't know if that's what that is. We're here.
Oh my god. Yep. Dude. I think there's a lot more remains here than we thought. Like, oh my gosh, here's another urn. Should we see if there's anything in here? I kind of want to. Let's bring it over here. Heavy. I think that there's going to be something in here. Tell me that this doesn't open.
I was going to say, it must be
There's no way.
Yeah, no, that doesn't.
That's insane. They must have opened at some point. How about this one? This one does. This one opens. Ready? Empty. So there may just be the remains of one or two people in here, which is still insane, especially because I just basically stepped on someone.
The discovery left both of them stunned. Inside one container was a bag filled with ashes, clear evidence that someone's remains had been abandoned and forgotten inside the building. Luke struggled to process what he was seeing. What had started as an exciting exploration suddenly felt deeply personal and disturbing. The remains stopped feeling like objects the moment they understood what they were looking at. These were not props or artifacts. They belonged to real people who had once lived full lives.
Oh!
Have you break in?
No, we didn't break anything.
Get the fuck out now.
We're
Get out.
Please stay calm. We didn't break anything.
Get out. You're breaking in.
No, you break in.
Hey, we're getting out right now. Leave my stuff. Leave my stuff. We're not physical.
Oh, fuck this.
Some people walk into abandoned buildings and leave with incredible footage. Others leave shaken, struggling to catch their breath, and thankful they made it out alive. Urban exploration can quickly turn dangerous without warning. An unexploded grenade can sit unnoticed in a forgotten prison cell. Wild animals can surround a campsite deep in the wilderness. Sometimes, the danger is another person, an angry property owner, blocking the only exit, or a stranger secretly living inside the same abandoned building. These are not fictional horror stories. They are real encounters captured on camera. On August 2nd, 2022, the explorer behind Razor Twisted Exploring visited an abandoned factory complex in Vauxhall. After hesitating for some time, he finally entered and found the massive structure quiet and seemingly deserted. The building was filled with scrap materials, broken equipment, and signs of years of decay.
Oh, pigs and poo.
Oh yeah, we're in. Set up. Torches that go. We got some steps here. There is part of the steps missing going up. So we're going this way first. We got our friends in here as well. It's back there.
At first, the exploration seemed routine. He carefully moved through the structure, inspecting rooms, staircases, and storage areas while taking in the condition of the factory. During his exploration, he noticed a strange red door and became curious about what might be behind it.
There's a door there, red door. It's sort of open. I don't know if that leads back outwards. Oh. Yeah, but obviously it's...
Like many explorers, curiosity pushed him forward, but whatever was beyond that door quickly became irrelevant once he decided to head toward the basement.
Check out basement.
Oh, oh.
What's happened?
Stairs give way. Ah, I'm all good though. I got to the bottom. Oh my days, guys. Wow. That was horrible. Yeah. I think I'm all good. I did catch my side. There's some nails in the plank there as well.
That decision nearly cost him everything. As he approached the basement stairs, the structure already looked unstable. The staircase showed heavy signs of age and damage, but it still appeared usable. With caution, he continued downward, unaware of how fragile the surface beneath him had become. Then, without warning, the staircase gave way. In a split second, the floor collapsed beneath him, sending him crashing downward. There was no time to react, no chance to brace for impact. One moment he was descending carefully, and the next he was falling into the basement. Miraculously, he survived. The explorer entered that basement because it was there to be explored. He had no way of knowing that the structure separating him from serious injury was far weaker than it looked. Making it out of that factory was not the result of skill or careful planning. In the end, survival came down to one thing: pure luck.
What the hell is that? Okay, it's coming from in here.
You guys here for a second.
Look, I'm not dreaming. Those are definitely teeth. Those are definitely teeth.
Oh my god. Biggest jump scare.
Urban explorers usually enter abandoned places expecting silence, emptiness, and the slow decay of buildings left to rot over time. They expect broken walls, dusty furniture, and signs of neglect. What they do not expect is finding a figure sitting in complete darkness outside a building where no one should be. They do not expect screams coming from empty rooms, strange messages left behind by unknown visitors, or signs of disturbing rituals still happening inside. Sometimes, everything they think they know about exploration is shattered in a single moment. On August 18th, 2023, urban explorer Angelo ventured into an abandoned house deep in the forests of Canada. What happened there would leave him visibly shaken. He brought a walkie-talkie with him, hoping it might pick up unusual sounds or voices while exploring the building. Almost immediately, he began hearing strange, muffled noises and voices that sounded unnatural and impossible to explain.
I'm just gonna put you guys here for a second. Okay, is someone screwing with me? Hello? Alright, seriously, who the hell is this? Why are you messing with me? That was the same thing from last time. What the f? Okay, I don't know what to do. I think we might need to leave. Okay, why do you keep saying that?
The sounds were unsettling enough on their own, but things became worse when the voices seemed to respond directly to him. The strange audio left Angelo confused and frightened, making him question whether someone else was inside with him, or if something even stranger was happening. Soon after, he noticed sudden movement and heard loud noises from somewhere nearby.
Let's see if they're... Oh my god, what the hell was that? Oh, shh. Oh crap, oh crap. Someone's coming in, someone's coming in.
The unexpected disturbance sent his fear skyrocketing. At that point, Angelo became convinced he was not alone inside the house, and he struggled to decide whether to continue searching or escape immediately.
Guys, I don't know what the hell to do. Oh, crap. Okay, let's just get back in. What the f? I just noticed there's like fingerprints in this closet. I never noticed that before.
Despite his fear, he kept exploring deeper into the building.
Are you kidding me? Oh my god, I think this is what was making that noise. Okay. You know what? I think now would be a good time to get the hell out of here. Okay, I gotta keep my lights a little bit low.
As he moved through the house, he found unsettling details, including strange marks and fingerprints in places he had never noticed before. These discoveries only added to the growing sense that someone or something had recently been there. Eventually, Angelo realized he had reached his limit and decided it was time to leave. But stepping outside did not bring relief. Instead, the situation became far more disturbing.
What the? Can I help you? Yo, this mother... Oh, my life. What the hell? Okay. Oh,
In the darkness outside the abandoned house, Angelo noticed a strange figure lying back on what appeared to be a couch. The figure was motionless and difficult to identify, creating an eerie and deeply unsettling scene. Instinct told him to run, and that decision may have saved him. Even after creating distance, the nightmare continued. His equipment began producing strange messages, including references to a body.
We are together.
What?
I will find the body.
What? What body? What the hell are you talking about?
If I don't find the body, I'll have to find another.
The meaning was unclear, but the words were disturbing enough to make the situation feel far more dangerous. Before he could process it, he began hearing loud screams somewhere in the forest. As he searched for the source of the sound, he spotted something in the distance that terrified him enough to flee.
I swear I just heard something screaming. Oh crap. And of course we got coyotes. What the? Oh, Jesus.
Angelo ran and hid, seeking safety while trying to understand what was happening around him. After spending time concealed in the darkness, he eventually emerged, only for another frightening encounter to force him into a full retreat. This time, he ran straight to the safety of his car and left the area.
I don't know what your problem is, dude, but... What the hell? Take this off. Okay. What the actual f***? Okay. 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 Oh my god. Let's just get the f out of here.
The very next evening, he returned to the same forest, this time with a friend named Brad. They hoped having two people would make the situation safer and perhaps help explain the strange events from the night before.
What the hell was that?
No, that was a little different. I don't think I've ever heard that one here before. That sounded like it was from like down there. Oh, there's someone there. I wouldn't go so far as preparing to stab anybody just yet, but okay. That was a little strange. Maybe he was the vampire you were talking about.
Dude, like, I've been coming across this same stuff you've been, like, all black.
Really?
Robes, hide face.
I mean, I know we haven't really seen each other in a little while, so I haven't had a chance to catch up, but okay. That's a little bit concerning.
That is scary. The fact that you found out something to do with vampires.
There's also something here. I don't know. Oh. What the hell? Let's just be very careful. What is this? Oh, this guy's got me a little on edge right now. There's a magnifying glass and there's something on it. I don't know what the hell that is. It's like a weird target and stuff. What the hell is this? There's like little seashells. Closer. Made by Nadia. Okay. Look closer at what? Alright, let's just tread lightly. I mean, it is a public place, so...
Soon after arriving, they heard unusual sounds again. The noises felt different, but equally unsettling. Then they noticed a person standing in the distance.
That is very weird. What the hell? Is that your phone?
No, it's a stand.
Oh. Weird timing.
Yeah, that was weird.
Okay, I don't really know, like, did you just talk to your phone?
Yeah.
Oh my god. You know what, maybe we'll go the other way? Maybe we'll go like that direction instead of going wherever that dude is going, because I don't know either, man, to be honest with you. Yeah, definitely seems, maybe he's lost. Maybe he's like just some mentally ill person just lost in the woods, which is a bit concerning. But I mean, the dude's not responding. He clearly hurt. What the hell's he doing? He just got on his knees for some reason. What the hell?
The figure wore dark clothing and remained completely silent. Even when Angelo and Brad tried speaking to him, he gave no response. His refusal to communicate made the encounter deeply unsettling. They could not tell whether he was confused, dangerous, or intentionally trying to scare them. As they moved through the area, the man kept appearing within sight, almost as if he were following them. His behavior became increasingly disturbing. At one point, he dropped to his knees and began moving in ways that seemed unnatural, making the situation even more alarming.
Okay. Dude, it's like he's like contorting and stuff.
I think we should get the hell out of here.
Yeah. Definitely. Okay,
Hey, look, buddy, we don't want any trouble.
yeah, just stay there. Some branches trying to... Oh my lord. Okay. Just go.
By then, Angelo and Brad knew they were in real danger. When the man finally began moving toward them, they stopped trying to understand his intentions and focused only on escaping. They quickly retreated, choosing distance over confrontation. Angelo spent 2 nights in that forest, one alone and one with backup, but the figure they encountered did not appear to be supernatural in the traditional sense. It was something arguably more frightening, a real human being who refused to speak, refused to leave, and behaved in ways neither explorer could explain.